Okay, so
Now, you see, automatically people go, oh, okay, well, we know what you're going to say, because your countenance, your oral demeanour is that of a disappointed parent.
okay, well, that is a very interesting phrase. So here's the thing. I really wish that I liked Alien Covenant more than I do. And I have problems with Alien Covenant that trouble me very deeply. And I will try as best as possible to be as balanced as possible. So let's begin by saying the good things. I mean, Catherine Wilson is terrific. She's she holds the role really well. It is very physical. She does it really well. Ridley Scott is a world builder in terms of cinema. This is the kind of cinema that he excels at, literally creating worlds. That's what he does, and he does it rather brilliantly. And the Alien movies over the course of, several films have mutated in as many ways as the xenomorph at their center. And, one shouldn't require them to be any one thing, because heaven knows, after Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection, they've gone in so many different ways that perhaps one of the enduring qualities of the series is its malleability, its ability to be different things. Alien was a horror movie. Aliens was a war movie. Alien 3 was a disaster, but an interesting disaster. Alien Resurrection was a really kind of weird, movie which almost justified itself by that one moment in which we see Sigourney Weaver writhing amongst all the strange tentacles. My problem, and again I will attempt to work around plot spoilers, is with the film with Alien Covenant is manifold. Let's start off by saying there is a point when a character says, "There's so much here that doesn't make sense." And that's a line that I actually laughed out loud at, involuntarily, and not in a mocking, smirking way, but in a way because it so evidently doesn't make any sense. One of the things about the Dan O'Bannon, Ron Shusett original was the way that the characters talked. They talked about overtime. They talked about getting their cut of the money. They talked in ways that they were space truckers. You could believe their dialogue. In Prometheus, that was replaced by a constant, talking about God and where did we come from and who are we going to. And Ridley Scott himself has said that what these films are exploring is, where does this all come from? Where are we going? What are the architects, the engineers, as he called them? And I have to say that whereas I sat through Prometheus kind of thinking, okay, I'm going to go with it because there were things in Prometheus that I thought were visually really arresting. I did watch Prometheus again on Blu-ray sometime later, and the ear-scraping dialogue then really, really did become a problem. In terms of this, it's absolutely confirmation for me that Ridley Scott is as good as the script that he's working from. When he's working from a script like The Martian, it's absolutely brilliant. And when he's working from a script like Alien, he's absolutely brilliant. And the problem with Alien Covenant, I think, in the end, comes down to the script, is that what we have is an attempt to do this kind of backstory that firstly has characters speaking in a way that no characters speak on Earth or in outer space, that also has a kind of ponderousness in, yes, it references Frankenstein and Shelley and Byron, all that sort of stuff, but does so in a way which is so full of its own sense of portent that what it undermines is what was actually driving Alien in the first place, which was this weird, mutating thing that when O'Bannon was talking about it, he was talking about being inspired by a wasp that lays its egg in a stunned prey, and this whole... And one of the great joys of Alien was that when they land on LV-426, they come across this alien, the planet in Alien. Okay? They land on this planet, and there is an alien spaceship that they don't know anything about, and there is an alien race that they don't know anything about. All they know is that a parasitic creature has apparently killed everyone on that ship. And the parasitic creature then makes its way onto humans. They're the next thing that's in the line. And there's a brilliant kind of intersection. It's just like a random thing. And now what we've got into is a cycle of movies that are about the backstory, which actually isn't ever what Alien was about. It was never about that. There was some brilliant sense of coincidence in the first place. So that's a first problem. Then we have, we start off with a sequence which goes straight into Frankenstein discussions about you made me, then who made you, and I will outlive you. And right from the very beginning, before we even get to the titles, which directly reference the Alien titles, we've had more backstory and plot exposition than we ever got in Alien itself. We have a script in which we know what every character is thinking because they say it out loud at every moment. Billy Crudup's character says very, very early on, they think that a man of faith cannot be a rational man. He actually literally has to say it out loud. So it's like, okay, fine, I had kind of, I don't need to have everything explained to me in that way. Then what you get is this weird kind of greatest hits of, you get the landing on the planet, which is ripped off from Aliens. You get the bit at the end, which is ripped off from Aliens. You get all the various, the sort of the iconic moments from Alien repeated, but apparently repeated at triple speed in a way that actually annoyingly kind of makes a nonsense of the way in which the Alien evolution cycle is meant to work. When they were making Alien 3, Vincent Ward came up with a script and an idea that was described as the name of the rose in space. And they ditched it because they said that Vincent Ward didn't have any way of making this work. But it seems that with these prequels, it's almost as if rather than making the name of the rose in space, they've decided to make the Da Vinci Code in space. There are just huge amounts of people having conversations in dark spaces in which they point at things and explain the plot to each other. And there was one particular moment, which I'm not going to reveal, but when it happened, I literally felt my patience go. I literally felt, okay, now what you're doing is you're getting close enough to Alien to start undermining what it was that was brilliant about Alien in the first place. So, although I think that on a technical level, there are things about it that are, that are admirable and impressive, and I will always watch Alien movies with a sense of hope and a sense of enthusiasm. What I felt with this was, it was a film that was descending down a rabbit hole of self-important backstory that suffered from all the things that hobbled Prometheus, that was getting close enough to Alien to start reflecting badly on Alien. And because I have so much invested in those first movies, because seeing Alien for the first time in the cinema was such a visceral and profound experience for me, I left Alien Covenant with a heavy heart, and I wish I didn't. I wish I liked it more, but I thought it was silly.